So the first card you have for your past is the Ten of Wands. Yeah, big, heavy energy, big burdens. But I don't think it was this bad for you. I think you were kind of, I think you were working on something, but I don't think you knew where this was going to lead to. You were kind of purely working on instinct. I think this was something work related, but I don't think it was your usual job. I think this was something outside of that. This was something that was going to get you to somewhere where you wanted to go. Like you might have had your usual job that was okay, there was nothing wrong with it, but it wasn't you. It wasn't you. And where you were going was toward you, if that makes sense. Something that was really you, that suited you. So, you're completely on your own with this, though. I don't think you had anyone to kind of guide you or tell you, whether you were doing the right thing or not. You were just completely doing this on your own. You knew this was the right thing to do. And it was almost as if you were completely guided by your instincts. You couldn't see if this thing was going to actually happen at the end or not, but you just had to keep on going. You were just forced to keep going in a way. And, a bit like this man, he's going toward this beautiful home, but he can't see it because he's got these wands in the way, but he still has to keep on going in that same direction because he knows that if he keeps on going, he'll get to where he wants to go, even though he can't see. So that's kind of how you were at this time. Now, I think you're definitely doing the right thing if you're worried about whether this is the right thing or not. I think this is a very special thing that you're doing. And I think it's going to lead you to a really big thing that you enjoy doing, where it's just not going to feel like work to you. It's just not going to feel like work, but you're going to be able to do this. But, it's going to take time. It's going to take time. So all I can say is you're on the right track. You are absolutely on the right track if this is what you're doing. So the next card you have, your past's death. So, yeah, I think this was really helping you to work through something that was going to get you through a great, big, huge change in your life. Not only work, but I think there are a lot of different areas of your life where you were really going through a complete change. It was a process. And I think when you've finished everything in this, you're going to be completely different. It's a transformation. It's like spiritual, work, love, everything about you, I think, is totally going through this transforming change. And it's positive. It really is. And I think because this is the death card, this is something that has to happen to you. It's like an inevitable thing that is going to happen to you. And I think you kind of knew this was inevitable because you weren't looking back. You just kept on pushing forward and your instincts were taking you forward. So, yeah, there are still going to be times when you have doubts about this. Of course there are. But yeah, this is telling you to go for it, keep on going. And also the death card, again, is inevitable. So this is something that has to happen anyway. If you look at this card, there are some people in front of this horse and they're sort of bowing down to death. It's like they know it's inevitable. They know it has to happen. They know this transformation is coming to them. And, they're just going to go for it, or go with this, I should say, even though, I know they're probably scared. Of course, if you're facing death, you're probably terrified. But they're bowing down to what's about to happen to them. They know that they're going to have to make this transition into going to somewhere else and going up high, probably. And because they're bowing down to it, they're just letting it happen. The transition's probably going to be a lot easier for them. So, there's a priest or a bishop as well on this card next to them, and he looks as if he's trying to reason with death. Like he's saying, oh yes, I'll use my logic. It's like he's saying, oh please, I've led a good life, I've done this, I've done that, spare me so I don't die or whatever. But of course, death's inevitable, and we need death. We need that change because new life comes after that. And that's what you're doing. You're going into a whole new life phase. So if you have any doubts in the future, think about this. Think about this card. think about the inevitability of it, and think about the positivity of that as well, and that this is a change that has to happen. So, don't let any doubts set you back. Know that you're on the right path. Know that your intuition knows what it's doing. That's what I'm seeing in that card. So the last card you have for your past is Temperance. So yeah, if there's any one card that's all about transformation, it's this one. So yeah, this is happening in your work. It's happening in all these other areas of your life as well. And another area where I'm seeing this working for you is in love. I think you might have been coming together with someone in a very, very special way, blending with someone, or, this is what you were starting to do. I think you felt that this was very special. I think you did have some healing that you had to go through before you could fully embrace being with this person, because daffodils can represent healing. And you probably do still need to go through a little bit more healing before you can actually fully, before you can fully accept being with this person 100%, if that makes sense. I think there's one big hurtful thing that might still be inside you, inside your system somewhere. But again, you're going through this big process, this big change in every area of your life. And you are going to get through this, because it's almost like the universe is pushing you on this path. It's forcing you on this path. And so if the universe is pushing you on this path and you know it's the right one, then all of that hurt is going to have to leave you eventually. And I think you know that. So yeah, with this love connection, I think you're really starting to connect with them in a really special way. And look at this angel. This is a blessed connection. The angel's watching over this, and it's helping it all to happen. So your only job you have here is to just go with your instincts and go for it, and go for what feels right to you. Because I think you're really just being led in this path, and you just don't even have to worry or think about anything about this. You'll just keep on ascending if you just follow your instincts and you just go with this. You'll find yourself in the right place at the end, in the right place for you. And I think I saw this starting to happen in your last reading, and maybe even the one before that. So this has been a process that's already started for you. So yeah, I really hope this is all resonating for you, because this is a really, really, really important time in your life, if it is. So the first card you have for your present is the King of Cups. So again, old things, this is what I'm seeing here. Old things are leaving your life, and new things are coming into your life. And that's exactly what I'm seeing in the Death card and the Temperance card and everything. Yeah, I think this is about this final thing that you need to work through emotionally, this hurt that's still there that needs to finally get out of your system. Yeah, there's something that's still a bit, heavy in your heart, I think. And it's not stopping you from progressing, but it's kind of slowing things down a bit. But I mean, again, this is all supposed to happen at the speed that it's happening, if that makes sense. So I wouldn't try to speed anything up or do anything or try to get over things quickly myself, because I think, everything is happening at the right time. So, but anyway, I'll just show you what I'm seeing in this card so you can see how I can see this. So someone left an old relationship, an old connection, might have left you, or you might have left them, but you had this separation with this person in this relationship. Now, this was a very passionate relationship, but I think there was also some fighting as well. So the fighting was kind of one side of the coin and the passion was on the other side, and you'd kind of flip from one to the other. That's what I'm seeing here. And I think when the passion left this relationship, that was the end of things. That was it. I mean, you probably weren't officially finished yet, but it was the end. That was where the end was. If you look at this card, there's a red ship to the right of this man, this king, and it's leaving. The red ship is leaving. So the passion is leaving. But on the other side of this king, there's a fish. We can just see his head. We can't see the whole fish yet. So he's just coming in. So it's just starting to come in. So that means this new person is just starting to come in. And fish could symbolize, transformation, new life as well. And obviously it's a water symbol, so it means emotion. So yeah, so this is showing me that one is coming in, but the other one hasn't left yet. So you haven't fully got this other person out of your system yet. Now that doesn't mean you still have feelings for them or that you want them back or anything like that. Doesn't mean that at all. It just means that they're still in your energy. You haven't quite gotten them out of your system yet, and you probably haven't gotten the hurt that came from that separation out of your system yet, but they're on the way out. Look at this ship, that's telling me they are on the way out. So that's what I'm seeing there. So I hope that makes sense. I just wanted to explain how I was seeing that to you in that card. So the next card you have your present is the Page of Wands. So yeah, this is all about this thing that you're working on, this kind of side thing that is where your true passion is, that eventually you're going to give up your full-time job or your regular job and you're going to be doing this full-time. That's what I'm seeing is coming out of that eventually. Now, you still have a long way to go at this stage, I think. You have a lot of learning to do. I'm seeing a lot of learning in this, maybe studying. The pages of students. But, there's a lot of growth that's going to come out of this internally and externally. So you're going to grow inside yourself. And that's going to show on the outside with the experience that you have and everything you have to show for that. And that's what this page is looking at. He's looking at the leaves, the growth on the end of this wand. Now, there might be some people around you who probably won't understand what you're doing and why you're doing this. They might ask things like, why are you spending all this time doing this? Why don't you come out with us? Why are you putting all this work in? I don't understand why you're doing this. So, and yeah, also I think you're saying no to some invitations as well, because you just don't have time and your focus is just on this. So people might be speculating, asking you, they might be a bit put out by this. I don't think you're cutting off any people deliberately. I don't think that's happening, but I think practicality is dictating that there are only so many hours in the day and you want to get things done. So, you just don't have time for everything and everyone all at the same time. I think that's what it is. And I think some of these people might be starting to see you as someone who's really changing, turning into a different person. And that's what you're doing. Not that you're going to be a different person, but you're turning into a completely different, or you're going into a completely different stage in your life where it will be different and you will be different. So I think as you're changing and you're adjusting, they're having to adjust to you. So you might feel a little bit like an outsider sometimes while you're going through this process, especially around some of these people. This page is wearing heavy winter clothes, but he's in the desert, so he's a bit out of place with his surroundings. So that's how you might be feeling. But, none of this is going to put you off, and it can't, because again, this is inevitable. You have to go through this process. And there's nothing that's going to stop you, and nobody's going to stop you either. I don't think they're trying to. I just think they're very bewildered about this. They're not sure why this is all happening, and they're just struggling to adjust with this, I think. So the last card you have for your present is the Four of Wands. Absolutely fantastic card. So this is showing you, once again, if you weren't sure before, because everything's telling you this, this is the Four of Wands. This is the ultimate showing you this. So again, I'll just point out this, what I'm seeing on this again. So you're definitely heading in the right direction. You are. Your heart is telling you to go in that direction. You're going with your heart. You're going with your instincts, because it feels good to you to go in that direction. And so that means it's right. You're doing the right thing. The women on this card, they're obviously friendly, they're welcoming, they're waving their bouquets to you. They're saying, come through here. They're inviting you to come through these gates. And you're coming through these gates. That's where you're going. And this is the path you're on. So when you go through these gates, this is going to take you up into your new life with this beautiful red arrow here. And that's what's happening on the Temperance card. Ascension, it's sending you upwards. That's what I'm seeing there. And I think once you've gotten over these doubts, especially around this old love hurt or whatever that is, and you're kind of not sure about this work thing or whatever, once you've gotten over all of that and you've got this old energy out of your system, everything's just going to feel right for you, just comfortable. You're just going to be right. I know I'm in the right thing. I know I'm doing the right thing. I know I'm going in the right direction. I'm not anxious. I'm not worried about this at all. I just know that this is what I have to do, and I'm just going to very comfortably, very gently keep on moving forward. And I know I'm going to get to where I'm going to go, and I'm enjoying the process as well. And maybe at this stage where you're not quite at that comfortable stage yet, because I can see you're not, you still have to work through this thing in the King of Cups with this old hurt. But I think when you're at this stage and you're kind of contemplating what's at the end of this, especially this work thing, you know, when you're working for yourself and it seems all wonderful and amazing, I think you might be imagining that, you know, when you get there, you're going to feel elated and amazing and partying all the time and champagne and all this kind of thing. I don't think you're going to feel like that. You're just going to feel comfortable, that this is all just right. This is where you're supposed to be. A little bit like, you know, when you're lying down in the sun and the sun's kind of on your back and you know, like it's a spring day and it's a little bit chilly, and then you sit in the sun and the sun's on your back and it just feels so comfortable and so beautiful, and you shut your eyes and you just don't want to move. That's what it's going to feel like. So that's what I'm seeing there. And you know that this is, and you'll know this is the right thing. You'll know you're just being led and you're just going to gently go there. That's what I'm seeing in that card. I hope that makes sense to you. So the first card you have for your futures, the Hierophant. So yeah, again, I think this is about this work thing, and this is a kind of a specific part of that. And I think this might be one of these setbacks that you come into. I don't think it's going to be a setback. I think it's a bit more like a crossroads. And I think this is about learning. And I saw a bit of that in the Page of Wands. So this is specifically learning. I think you're going to get to a point where you might be thinking about taking up some kind of formal learning for this thing. But there's going to be a bit of unsurety around this. And I think because for one, I think it's probably going to be a bit expensive. And another thing is you're just going to be in two minds as to whether this is the right thing for you to do. You know, it's like you might be thinking something like, you'll probably be thinking, you know, can I learn this without getting a formal qualification? Is there some other way around this? How will that look if I do that? Will this actually benefit me? So you're going to be thinking all that. Can I afford this? A lot of different questions. I'm actually seeing that you'll probably eventually decide against doing this, and you'll probably end up doing the research that you need to do on your own. Now, I don't have anything against formal qualifications. I think they're needed in a lot of professions. But I think in your case, it's a bit different. And I think that's what you're going to come to realise, I think. I think what you're trying to do here is some kind of helping or teaching people. And it's a little bit, it's not a concrete thing, if that makes sense. It's kind of an organic thing. I hope that makes sense to you. You know, if you're worried that you're going to be penalised in any way for that, or, you know, it might affect your business negatively or something, I'm not seeing any of that happening. And I think also, you know, you have this really down-to-earth way about you as well. And I think that's going to be the thing that's going to be a big part of your success. It's going to be more coming from your heart and from your experience and from your personality. I think that's where your success is going to come from. So if this is resonating and you're at the stage where you're thinking about this, all of this thing, don't worry about this. I think you'll still be successful if you don't do this qualification, and probably even more successful because you're going to be concentrating more on your own experiences and your own feelings. And I think that's what's going to help people more than anything else. So the next card you have for your future is the Ten of Pentacles. So yeah, this is a very practical card. And, again, I think saying no to this study, if this is what you do, and I'm seeing you probably will say no to this, I think it's going to save you money on a practical level. And I think, if you do save this money, it's going to help you to put that into your business if that's what you want to do. So that's going to help you. And this card can also be about slow progress, but steady progress. I think you are going to have to spend some money as you progress for this thing or this business or whatever, but they're not huge amounts. And I think you'll actually be saving a lot as you go. So, yeah, this sounds a little bit sad, but you'll probably be so busy with this thing that you won't have much time to go out and spend a lot of money anyway. And again, that might be a problem for the people around you, friends, family. They might think that you might be doing this for money and that you don't want to see them because you're this great big ambitious person. I'm seeing that because, there are coins in between you and the people. So they might be thinking that, you're ambitious, you're going after the money, and that great big thirst for money is coming in between you and them. That's not the case at all, and I think you know that. So, you might want to explain that to them if that's a problem. But, you know in your heart that that's not your main focus. Of course, everyone wants to earn what they need to earn through what they're doing, but that's not your main focus here at all. So I'll go on with the last card. I'm sorry about that door banging. That's someone next to me. I'm sorry about that. So the last card you have for your future is, I thought I'd gotten through noises, but no, that's okay. I don't mind this person. I know they're there. So so the last card you have in the future is the High Priestess. So yeah, again, this thing that you're doing, this is huge. It's all over this reading, so it's extremely important to you. So this involves helping people. Again, I'm seeing that. And again, this is about your real life experience and your feelings, your emotions, what you bring to this. This is going to be the key that helps you to be able to relate people, and it's going to be the key to your success in this business or this work or whatever this is. Now, you already have that really, really good way with people. You have this very good sense of emotional intelligence. And I think that's something that's natural. It can't be learned. It can't be measured. That's nothing that you can learn. You can't get a qualification in emotional intelligence and dealing with people and empathizing with people and helping them. You just can't. So, well, I mean, it's a part of some things, I know. But I think psychology and all these kinds of things. But the kind of thing you're doing, I think, is a bit more than that. It's a bit different to that. And also, I think when you do finally do this for your full-time work, it's going to be a huge relief to you, because it's natural for you to use that kind of caring and learning in your everyday life. So when you're finally able to do that and get paid for that and do that and help people rather than as a side thing when you still have your normal job, that's going to be an amazingly beautiful relief for you. That's what I'm seeing there.